Great Britain, they're not even dealing with America like they used to. Okay? There's even problems between a relationship between Britain and America. So this whole Roman system, the revival version of Rome, is being broken apart, man. Okay, it ain't together no more. As the scripture says, the kingdom divided against itself, how can that kingdom stand? If Satan be divided against itself, how can they stand together? They can't stand. Go on, bro.
Even as iron is not mixed with clay. 42, 44.
Yep.
And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed.
Right, that's talking about the kingdom of heaven.
Wow.
The kingdom of Yahshua Allah, the nation of Israel. That's going to be the kingdom that's not going to be overthrown. Pursuant to the book of Daniel, the 7th chapter, tells you that we shall have an everlasting kingdom. So how is this kingdom going to stand forever? Because we're going to exercise the laws, statutes, commandments, and that's going to bring forth life on the earth. And that alone is going to keep us in power. And we're going to be in perfect shape to keep those commandments in totality. So, like how it is now, we got to keep the commandments to the best of our ability. But in the kingdom, we don't have to keep the laws to the best of our ability. We just going to keep all of it. Okay? Go on, bro.
And the kingdom shall not be left to one to other people,
Right.
but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms.
Right. And that's talking about all of the kingdoms. For example, the Persian, the Medes, the Assyrian Empire, the Babylonian Empire, and all of these kingdoms are going to be subdued under the kingdom of Yahushua, which is what you call the new heavens and the new earth, and the kingdom of heaven. Okay, go on.
And it shall stand forever.
Yeah.
45. Whereas much as thou sayest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that is broke in pieces, and the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, the gold, the great God hath made known to the king what shall come to pass whereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure.
Read that again.
Whereas much as thou sayest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, the gold, the great God hath made known to the king what shall come to pass thereafter, and the dream is certain.
Right. So this is referring to the statue that Daniel had envisioned, and the vision was based on the different kingdoms that would come in effect and fulfill their time period. Okay, and then afterwards, Yahushua, he would then bring in his kingdom afterwards. So we're living in the kingdom that's spoken of in the book of Daniel, in the 7th chapter, which is the last, the last part of the Roman system. Okay? So when this thing falls apart, then all kingdoms, meaning all of them different nations, are going to be subdued under our kingdom. Okay, go on.
And the interpretation thereof sure. 46. Then the king Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face and worshipped Daniel, and commanded that they should offer an oblation and sweet odors unto him.
Right, that's it on that. Because Nebuchadnezzar had the vision of the statue, and he didn't know what the vision was. So then Daniel the prophet broke that vision down to him. All right? So what you could do is get the book of Daniel's 7 verse 21, I believe it is.
The water.
Actually, you know what? 27.
27, okay.
Yeah.
27, Daniel 7, 27. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominion shall serve and obey them.
Exactly.
Obey him.
Exactly. So that's the kingdom of heaven. You had many kingdoms that came on the earth, on the sea. All right. You even had, after we got done ruling within our period, you had the what is it? The Muslim kingdom, which came on the scene around the 10th century AD. Okay, and lasted for a certain period of time. And that's why you got certain countries that are Muslim countries. Like, for example, you got even in certain countries in Africa. And the reason why you have a portion of certain countries that are Muslims is because they were conquered by the Muslims. It wasn't because the people willfully decided to want to become Muslims. It was because they were conquered under that religion. All right. So that's how you understand the whole idea of where Islam comes from. All right. But we know where it comes from. Specifically, it comes from a Roman Catholic institution. But you had a group of Ishmaelites that conquered because it was their time to rule, and they took over a certain portion or part of the earth with that doctrine. Okay, so you had that kingdom, and then now Esau's back in effect ruling now to fulfill his lot in his time. So read on.
All right, 28. Hitherto is the end of the matter. As for me, Daniel, my contemplations much trouble me, and my countenance changed in me, but I kept the matter in my heart. But there's a good precept in 22 up.
Yeah.
All right. If I can read that, I'll bring that out.
Yeah, you're going.
Daniel 7:22 says, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High,
right.
And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom.
Yeah, right. It would come a time that the saints will possess the kingdom. And who are the saints? The saints is the nation of Israel. Okay, there's no other nation that can be a saint or that can be a prophet. All right. Now, if there's another nation can receive visions of the future. Like, I believe, if I'm correct, Balaam, when you read the book of Numbers 23, matter of fact, let's get that. Get Numbers 20, I think it's 24. Numbers 23 or 24, let me see something. Because you got certain nations that was given a vision to understand the time as well. But that don't mean that they were prophets of the Lord. Right, Numbers 22. You give me the book of Numbers 22, verse start from verse 11. 11. Behold, there is a people come out of Egypt, which covereth the face of the earth. Come now, curse me them. Peradventure I shall be able to overcome them. Right, and he was referring to the children of Israel, because he walked out of Egypt by the multitude. And a lot of them nations were scared of us, mainly Esau at the time. Go on. And drive them out. 12. And God said unto Balaam, thou shalt not go with them. Yep. Thou shalt not curse the people, for they are blessed. Right, for they are blessed. Because the thing with Balaam is not Balaam. That's Balaam, yeah. Yeah, because Balaam understood, as we're going to continue to read down, he foresaw the blessings that we was going to inherit. And even so much so that he wished himself was to be an Israelite. Okay. Go on. And Balaam rose up in the morning and said unto the prince of Balak, get you unto your land, for the Lord refuseth to give me leave to go with you. 14.
the princes of Moab rose up, and they went unto Balak and said, Balaam refuseth to come with us.
Yep.
And Balak sent ye again princes and more princes, more honorable than they.
Exactly. And what is his name? Balaam. He would be a so-called Chinese person today. So here's a heathen that was able to understand the times of what our people inherit at the end of these different empires, which is the kingdom of heaven. Even so much so that he wanted to be a part of that. And he also saw how he was going to conquer these different nations that the Lord made, so that, what is it? Genesis chapter, 27 can be fulfilled. I believe it's 26, where it says that all of the sons, all right, all of your brothers shall come bowing down unto thee. All right? Because Jacob was given a covenant, that was going to be the case. What's going on, bro? You know, so that's going to be fulfilled. So when we say all of the other nations are nothing or nothing but heathens, we're saying that because the scriptures are saying that. And we're saying that because according to the future prophecy, they are going to be a known people. I mean, they're going to be somebody, but they're going to be only conducive for us. That's just the only difference. Okay, we're going to be above and beyond, and they're going to be playing their role. Because we're the saints and also we're the priests. So if we're the priests of the earth, then we have to be in that position. Alright? That's why it tells you in the scriptures that what's going to go forth the law out of Zion. That's what's going to go forth. Alright? So let's do that.
Yeah. And they came to Balaam and said to him, Thus saith Balak, the son of Zippor, let nothing, I pray thee, hinder thee from coming unto me. 17. For I will promote thee unto very great honor, and I will do whatsoever thou sayest unto me. Come, therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people.
Right. So Balaam wanted Balaam to curse the nation of Israel. And then this is what he said in response.
And Balaam answered and said unto the servant of Balak, If Balak would give me this house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of the Lord my God.
Right, he said, I cannot go beyond the word of the Lord thy God. So although he was a heathen, and you know, he was just pretty much an outside concerning the Lord, he respected the Lord, man. And that's how it's going to be in the kingdom. All of these nations, they're going to respect the Lord. And so we're going to beat them down to powder, figuratively speaking, and so much so that they're going to have to respect the Lord. Because see, what's happening on this earth, people are doing what they want to do because that's the vibration of Esau. Esau got the people in this state of mind, this do as thy will kind of mentality. So there's no respect, but respect is going to come from the nation of Israel, because we're going to beat these nations to submission.
Speaking for that.
Not just to rule so that they so they can then be under us, but so they can be under the Lord. All right, go on.
Now therefore I pray you. Now therefore I pray you, tarry ye also here this night, that I may know what the Lord will say unto me more.
Right. So he was more concerned about what else the Lord was going to say. So that's why, and this is why I always say, it really doesn't matter what people think, what we're doing. What matters is what the Lord is going to do. Okay, what matters is what is within the counsel of the Lord. Anything else outside of that don't matter. Because Balak, Balak told Balaam to curse Israel. And Balaam understood, look, I can't curse these people. Why would I curse the people that the Lord blessed?
Right.
So all of this stuff that the so-called white man has done to us as a nation, by using the media, by using this, disease, biological warfare, they just want some attention. That's why they walk over there, right? All of this nonsense, it's not going to amount to anything. All right, what's going to amount is what's in this word, and I'm going to keep saying that. Give me Proverbs 19 and 21. No, we're the Israelites, we're the real Jews that the Bible speaks about. That's who we are. You're an Israelite too, but you just don't know it. And the Muslims, and the thing with the Muslims, man, like the thing with you, brother, You're on. I mean, I don't. You may not understand or realize it, but you're on the what did you call an Arabic belief system, which has nothing to do with our people. Okay, where you from, by the way? Where you from?
Congo.
Oh, Congo. Yeah, you an Israelite. West Africa, right?
What's people?
No, I said you from West Africa. Yeah, so you would be an Israelite. The Israelites are people that you read in the Bible. Are you familiar with Moses and things of that nature? That's your heritage. The 12 tribes of Israel, Moses and the disciples, and well, you know, who you call Jesus Christ and the 12 disciples. That's what I meant to say. That's your history. But you've been told to believe, as we've all been taught to believe, that that's the so-called white man's history. All right, and when you think of a so-called Jew, you think of these guys walking around with disease. Okay, and wearing these ugly beards on their face, man. You know, but what we're telling you is that you're either from the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, or Levi. You're one of the tribes of Israel, the chosen people of God. All right, and that's what the government knows about our people, especially. Go on.
Proverbs 19:21 says, there are many devices in a man's heart, nevertheless the counsel of the Lord that shall stand. Right, the counsel of the Lord that shall stand. So whatever is coming for the nation of Israel concerning the blessings, that's what's going to come. Okay, and this is why Esau and these other nations, give me that in Psalms 83.
So like your brother, can I just say one thing? Just for curiosity's sake, right?
Yep.
Can I just ask a brother, but what made you get into Islam? What made you, who encouraged you, who told you, who or your family? Okay,
yeah, he was born into it.
Oh, he was born into it, basically. Okay, this is curiosity.
Yeah, so okay, this is the thing, because see, what it is we've lost our heritage as a people. So what's happened is we've been given onto these different belief systems that will then try to, you would try to define yourself under these different philosophies. Yeah. All right, so let's read that.
You want Psalms 83, verse 18, yeah?
Yep.
That men may know that thou whose name alone is the Most High, Jehovah Shem Shai, art the Most High over all the earth.
Yeah, you're going.
Yeah, that's the main verse. That's the last one.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you what, drop that. Get Jeremiah 17:4. Because what it is like I was saying before. Now what we're calling ourselves is what our enemies call us. We're relabeled as a people. Like even in the Western Hemisphere, America or England, a lot of us pretty much label ourselves as being black, you know, or African American or West Indian, all right? Or if you go into Africa, you're Nigerian or you're from Congo, and all of these different names. But originally, prior before that, what was we calling ourselves? We're calling ourselves these names. And I'm talking about a period of 3,000 years or 2,000 years ago. So let's read that.
Jeremiah 17 verse 4. And thou even thyself shall discontinue from thine heritage.
Right, you will discontinue from your heritage. Why? Go on.
That I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
Right, in the land which thou knowest not, because we didn't know about the other side of the world. We didn't know about all of these different countries. All we knew was within the Middle East. Originally, we all came from the Middle East. Okay, Jerusalem. Now, you see those people over there that's calling themselves Jewish. As they're right, they're calling themselves Jewish because the word, what does the word ish mean? It means to pertain to. So if I say to somebody, right, you're looking a bit sick-ish. He looks sick, but that doesn't mean that he's actually sick. Okay? Because them people over there in the Israeli land, they know who the real Jews are too. I'm not saying all of them, but some of them know. Some of them know it's us. Okay? But in totality, the powers that be, the aristocrats, the powers that be that run the system, they know that the people of Congo or Nigeria, Senegal, Sierra Leone, all of those people from West Africa are Israelites, because those were the same people that was in the land of Jerusalem 2,000 years ago, but they ran out of there due to Roman persecution. That's how you were able to get from Jerusalem to run into Africa. And you know it proves that too, because those people in Congo and those West African tribes, a lot of them keep the circumcision, which the circumcision goes back to the Israelites. You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of the times when you were born, you would get circumcised. Okay, where did they get that knowledge from? They got it from the scriptures, because they are the people of the scriptures. Go on.
For you have kindled a fire in mine anger, which thou shalt burn forever.
Right, and the reason why we don't know who we are, which we know who we are because we're awoken to that information, but the majority of our people don't know. That's all due to because we disobey the laws of the Heavenly Father.
Brother.
That's why we're struggling as a people. Everywhere you go, let's get that information. Because right now our people are under severe curses. This is why you have a division amongst our people. Okay, we can't, get it together. We're getting it together slowly but surely, but there's still some issues going on. All right, and the reason why we're going through these issues because of what we did in the past. Okay, that's why a lot of us are growing up in dysfunctional situations, whether it's family issues or whether it could even be financial. All right, and that's all due to the curses. Go on. Start from verse 1, Deuteronomy 28:1.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I commanded thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all the nations of the earth.
Right, because that's our main estate. Our main estate was to be above everybody, not to be equal with everybody, but to be above. Okay, now let's jump down to verse 15.
15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
which that happened, go on.
to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes which I commanded thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So let's explain these curses now.
16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
Yeah, so what that means is cursed shall thou be in the city and also in the field, which the field is symbolic or representation of the whole entire earth. So anywhere you go around in the earth, you'll find these people in a cursed situation. Okay, whether it's gangs going on or prostitution going on or all kinds of nonsense that you experience today. That's all because of we transgressed against the Heavenly Father. We was worshiping different gods, different philosophies. Like during the time of Moses, we was worshiping the different gods of the ancient Egyptians at the time. And this was spoken 3,000 some odd years ago. So what's been spoken of 3,000 years ago, we're living out those curses. And he spoke to the children of Israel. So if we're fitting these curses, then we gotta be those people. Okay? You're going, bro.
17. Cursed shall there be.
Yeah, read that verse again. Read it again.
Shall I start from 16 again?
Yeah, 16. Yeah, 16.
Right. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
Right, cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. Any city that you find these people in, whether it's the so-called blacks or the so-called Latino or South Central American Indian people, you're gonna find them in degradable states. Okay, you're gonna find them in a dysfunctional sort of background, man, or location. As in Brazil, they call it the favelas. We call it the ghettos. Okay, go on.
17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
Yeah.
Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land.
Meaning, when you bring forth children, they're gonna come under that curse. They're gonna be living a cursed sort of life as well. Whether they're born into a life of crime or they're born into a life where their parents don't really care about them, or any kind of situation, man, that we hear about and know about amongst our people. So these things will play out in these times. You know? So, hey, that's just what it is, man. But ultimately, them curses are gonna be flipped off our people, and it's gonna go into Edom, pursuant to Lamentations, the 4th chapter. All right, those curses are gonna go out from among our people, and then enter into the realms of the nation of Edom. All right, go on. Yeah, I think that's it on that because he's no longer here. So yeah, go back to what was you reading before?
Job 9:24.
No, before that. Not Job 9:24.
Oh yeah,
You're done with that.
Balaam and Balak.
Yeah, go back to
Numbers.
there. Numbers 22.
22, yeah.
You see, the prophets all had these visions, and these are visions that was going to play out later on to come. Okay, so that further explains the point that everything that's happening is already being done. You know what I mean? It's just there's a certain particular point in time where these things happen or manifest, these visions. Go on.
Yeah, 20 is a good point. I'll start from 19, yeah?
Yeah.
Now therefore I pray you, tarry ye also here this night, that I may know what the Lord will say unto me more.
Yeah.
20. And God came unto Balaam at night and said unto him, if the men come to call thee, rise up and go with them.
Okay.
But yet the word which I shall say unto thee, that shall thy do.
Exactly. You know. So who was speaking it? That was
Most High came to him in a dream.
Right,
Balaam came to Balaam in a dream.
Right.
To give him the answer which you say to Balak.
Yeah. So this is the thing. So I mean, sometimes the heathens can receive a vision to further solidify the point on what the Lord is going to do to his people. Okay, because see, the visions are more, or should I say, holographic. So they saw exactly what was going to happen in a particular moment in time, way before it's even going to happen in that time. And that's why I'm going to reinstate again. Everything that people say about the Bible or say about what we're talking about, or they come up against us, it doesn't matter, man. It really doesn't make a difference. Like you got this guy, you know, I mean, I don't want to make mention of his name too much because he's really a nobody, really, in the grand scheme of things, full cap. And these Christian groups out there, you know, they're trying to come up against what we're saying, and they're going to do it because we're coming up against them. But let's just say they came up against us first, and they're trying to disprove us and prove themselves based on their philosophy. It doesn't make a difference because all we're going by is what the scriptures are saying, which is the word of the Lord. All right, that's all we're going by, which is his word, which is the truth.
Acts 5 covers that. Acts 5, they could be fighting against, perhaps they may be fighting against God. So
Yeah, it's gone.
God?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they
Matter of fact, get that, brother. Get that.
Right.
That's a badass scripture too. Because everything is working under the will of the Lord, especially what we're doing here. What we're doing here, the Lord is dealing with this right here. The Lord told us to come out here and to preach the word on the highways and the byways and to spread his word, man. So if the Lord told us to do this, right, this is going to remain. Because you don't see the Muslims out there standing up and bringing out their information. You don't see the Buddhists doing it, but you see us doing it. Why? Because the Lord stood up his men. Okay, and you had a time where the Muslims was out in the street, but they were in some back street somewhere, man. They ain't out exalting what their beliefs are, man. Because the Lord ain't dealing with them. Okay, or you might have a Christian guy, he might have some speakers and a microphone in the middle of the street, and no one ain't checking for him. No one's checking these guys out. Why? Because these dudes, the Lord is not dealing with what they're bringing out. What they're bringing out is their own, pretty much, their own way on what they would talk. They're bringing out the traditions of the world. That's all Christianity and Islam is. It's nothing but a tradition of the Roman Catholic system, which engulfs the world. And the Lord ain't dealing with that. The Lord is dealing with what he said. So as we read to you these scriptures, and we're conveying the point that the Lord is bringing, that has brought unto us. That's why the camp has grown. That's why Great Millstone and the brothers that subscribe to the teachings of Great Millstone, which is the complete truth, is growing. Why? Because the Lord is dealing with it. Go on, bro.
I'm going to start from 28 because it makes the point home, yeah?
And I don't cut you too, brother. And this is why, man, at any given moment,